Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
That's one of my favorite tracks.
That's cool.
No, don't have me smiling so hard. You know, your teeth get dry and shit. That's a good thing. When
Dry
you smile,
teeth?
when you smile so hard that your teeth get dry. Oh, that's a thing.
Really?
Really, you ain't never smiled that hard.
Dry teeth?
He's
Never
not-
heard
he's
of
not
it.
a
Imagine.
smiler.
Well, think
I
about
definitely
it.
smile.
Logically thinking, though, think about it. If you smiling for a long period of time, it's a lot of wind going across them things. They gonna get dry. Like that's a thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Nah, that's
Ain't no, that's logic. Right.
I ain't never heard that before. I heard dry lips.
It's a thing, though. Well, shit, when you got big lips, you hover over the teeth. Like, it's a thing.
I'll give it to you. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label, the podcast. Here, my boy No.
yo.
Special shout outs to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking on Instagram, sharing, following, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of that. Appreciate it as normal. Now, we'll go ahead and get into the sponsor,
Hell yeah. Shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to Guap Coin.
Popcorn.
It's cryptocurrency for the culture. You know what I'm saying? New blockchain revolution. You better be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Get something black owned. FUBU. For you, by you. You know what I'm saying? Today we sitting. I first met this artist at GCR. And it was for L Biz and Source Academy kids, one of their release parties. And we was just in there, and it's just like I don't even know if I heard her rap, but I was just like, I'm like, yo, like she's one of like I don't know, my energy was just like pulling me this way. So I'm like, I ended up talking to her, her manager, and I'm like, yo, let's make this happen. Like, and then we was able to communicate through the Instagram page, and now she's saying here we with the Pretty Bully. What's good?
Appreciate you for coming to sit down with us.
No doubt, I'm glad to be here. I'll be watching y'all. That's what's up.
Appreciate it. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I'm a fan of you and how you do your thing. I seen some of her freestyles on Shade 45, Sway in the Morning, and I'm like, yo, like this what the town offering? Like, yeah, like
It is.
we need that. And we spoke on it before on the podcast. I'm like, a lot of the queens holding it down coming from out of the Western New York. You know what I mean? We got Shay, Love, Pretty Bully. Like, I'm like, yo, the ladies holding it down. So let's get into the origin. So like, when did you start getting into hip hop?
I really think that hip hop is like, that's something that it's a part of you. You don't really get into it. You know, like it's just surroundings. It's how you express yourself. You know what I mean? So that's what it was for me. It was more of an outlet versus me getting into it.
Got you.
You know, like it was me talking about what's going on around me. You know, me and my boys freestyling and shit on the block. Like it was more of a lifestyle than, you know.
Absolutely. And you from Buffalo, New York. What part
Yes,
of the town you from?
Fruit Belt.
Come on.
O-Block.
legendary neighborhood in Buffalo,
Yes,
New York.
yes.
Man, it's plenty of stories I could go into that specifically.
shit.
But well, where'd you go to high school?
Bennett.
Okay.
Don't judge me either.
Nah, Bennett used to be that school for real.
Bennett was known for being conceited at that time.
Really?
It was the bougie. I wasn't, but it was. I'll put it like that.
That's wild.
Times change.
That is.
For real, yo, it's like I've seen so many shifts from like being in high school alone. Like it used to be like, for those who don't know, it was a vocational law school for a minute, and then
I was actually in a law program.
Come on,
Talk to me and do it nicely.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Then it got a little bad rep for a little minute, and then now it's back on the up and up, like
it's really
winning
known
state
for sports
titles
shit
and
now,
yeah, like Bennett is a great school. So in high school, was you freestyling at the lunch table?
Absolutely.
Banging on the beat? Yeah.
Boys banging ashy knuckles on the table all
Come
day.
on. Was it pretty bully like that back then, or was?
Well, this was always me,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't the name I was using yet. I was just myself, you know?
Okay.
I didn't even really have a rap name.
It wasn't
That
Kings.
shit came about later. My name is Keena. So Kings was just short for my name. That's what niggas was calling me.
It's called
You
Kings
know?
Franklin.
That's it. That's
Heard
my
that.
name.
Heard that. Come on.
So when did the Pretty Bully come into play?
That was, I would have to say, maybe 6 years ago. It wasn't too long ago. It was more so one of my boys describing me. We was kind of like bickering back and forth and shit. I used to call him a skinny fat boy. And like his rebuttal was, you ain't gonna bully me, you pretty bully. And we looked at each other. I'm like, nah, nigga, I like that. Hold on. You know, and it was coming from somebody that know me. So he was describing me, you know what I mean? And shit, it stuck after that. But it's actually an acronym for Beautifully United Ladies Living Independently. That's why it's
And that's
spelled
why
with
it's
an
the I
I.
instead of the Y.
You got it.
I
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
That's tough. Yo, so I'm thinking like, so you at the cipher, scaring everybody off, like everybody afraid to rap after you, like.
I don't know what this means. What do you mean, sir?
Nah, because you got
Not
bars.
cool.
You got bars, and it's like, and it's we living in a time now where it's like that element is getting lost.
See, but don't say that.
In a
'Cause-
sense, not, but
I would never say it was lost. It just wasn't a lot of light being shined on it. We've been here. Like this is the thing. You know, we absolutely been here the whole time and thriving. You feel what I'm saying? But it just took a shift, and now the light is being shined more on lyricism. So it's like,
When do you think the shift happened when it went away from lyricism?
well, are we speaking for like women in the industry or just in general?
I'm speaking in general, just in general.
This had to be when the 2000s came around.
So when you're
Like
saying,
Atlanta
the-
was popping.
I was about to say like the Snap
Niggas-
era,
Yeah.
Soldier Boy up.
They everything else start mimicking that. You know, and it was like lyricism been here, but when like we evolve in music, you feel me? There's always somebody coming after somebody. So like if the generation coming after you is gravitating that way, it's gonna sound like we being drowned out. You feel me? But now the generations under us and shit, voice catch and win. They know words matter. You feel me?
absolutely.
So it's coming back around again.
That's what's needed. And from what I see, just like what I hear in music, I can't listen to the radio, bro. Like it's
I don't even turn on the radio.
bro, it's so difficult for me to listen to the radio, and it's because it's the same cadence, the same pattern,
6 songs
same
over
loop.
and over again.
It's ridiculous.
Real.
And then when I hear somebody like you, it's so refreshing because it's like, yo, it's you could tell it's somebody being themselves and expressing what
I
they know.
appreciate
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Like, and it's greatly appreciated here.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
No doubt.
I swear.
Appreciate you appreciating me.
Were you always able to like just be you and just never waver and just
I've always been me, but the only difference is like, you know, as you get older, you grow, you become more comfortable with who you are. You feel me? So like when you can reside in yourself comfortably, like you don't give a fuck about what's around you. You know, that's a beautiful feeling.
absolutely?
It is.
Absolutely. So as you're watching hip hop grow and you're seeing a lot of people not be themselves, did it help you like kind of like double down on your sound? And just
No, because honestly, I block out everything that's around me. You know? So I'm more focused on making sure I'm right so those behind me can be right than focusing on those that's faking and trying to be something that they're not. You know, like it's a distraction. I can't focus on shit like that. You know?
Word. Nah, and we live in today. There's so many distractions like that throw you off your off your square,
Quick.
and quick, fast, in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's kind of like what I see a lot in music now. Is it's like so many people, so many artists using a gimmick to try to make their shit sell versus speaking their truth.
Cause I mean, it's to me, I feel like it's more for a quick dollar when they do shit like that. You know, cause when you ban yourself, the bread gonna come eventually. You feel me? Like, but when you trying to get a quick dollar, get on right now, and get them lights in front of you now, you gonna do whatever the fuck it take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you gotta stick with that gimmick, cause that's what got people looking at you.
Word.
Now you gotta keep that shit up. That's the hard part.
That's a fact. I
real.
feel like that's what like kind of like what Kat was talking about in his interview.
Oh yeah, with Shannon.
Yeah, because it's like so many people just
That was
like
an epic interview.
yo, incredible, incredible.
Kicked off the year right.
That was crazy.
Nah, for real. So, so boom, in your career in rap, like it's always been a part of you. But when did you decide it's like, nah, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I'm creating this name for people to know who's behind these words. Like,
I would have to say it might have been 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. Like real shit, I got fired from my job. And
that's
it
always a
was
good
like,
catalyst.
Nah,
something
for real.
great.
Like it lit a fire under my ass. You know, like I ended up, that was the first time I ever did a mixtape or anything. You know, I'm like, man, fuck this. So I expressed myself over music, and then I put that mixtape out, and I was out here thinking I was Master P out my trunk and shit. You know, but it worked. You know what I mean? And it was like I was able to be me. I'm like, wait, nah, I could do this. Like this could be my life. You know, and shit has kind of been balls to the wall since then.
And what was the name of that first mixtape?
Kings Franklin.
So for anybody who hasn't heard you, how would you describe your sound?
I don't have a sound. I just express myself through music. Like I never want to be put in a box because nothing sounds the same. I might not feel like that tomorrow. Like the project I put out last time sounds nothing like the one I'm about to drop. You know, but it's all me though. Might sound a little bipolar when you get to listening, but it's me. You know, they're all me.
What date you got a date for the new job?
I do not, but it's definitely first quarter.
Okay.
That's a definite. I'm trying to drop a lot of music this year. Now, ain't no trying, because I told you not to talk like that earlier. I'm going to drop a lot of music.
Absolutely. So when you creating your music and you just creating this, like, expressing yourself authentically, like, what feeling does that create for you?
It depends on what I'm expressing, because you might have, some tracks might be pretty, some might be bully. You know, it depends on how I feel or what I'm talking about. Who done pissed me off? What I seen? You know, like it depends. Like when you putting emotions down, like those are real emotions. So if you woke up today, didn't feel like doing nothing, needed to smoke a blunt, but you gotta go to work, like that's an emotion. You know, it's not gonna be the same as you ready to go out with your girl. Y'all about to go eat, have a girl's date. Like it's different. Like it depends on how you feel. So my pen kind of tell me what to write, depending on the mood.
Now, do you have an idea of what type of records or what music you put out gets the like best response from your audience? Like which ones they just tend to fuck with more?
It depends on the audience because
like your core fan base and audience.
Well, it depends on the gender. Let me say that. Like women tend to gravitate more towards the real life aspect, me venting, things of that nature. When the male audience tends to gravitate more towards bully. You feel me? I mean, it's all me, but man, it depends on who you in the room with. Everybody don't get the same energy.
Nah, and it's like that's dope how your name like embodies that balance. of the pretty and the bully. You know what I'm saying? And it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Very
is.
necessary. I hate a one dimensional artist. Like it's like, yo, I know it's more sides to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Those usually the ones that's faking.
absolutely. It's spot on from a mile away. And like we was playing 21 when we came in here. Like I love the fact that he can. Like I'm gonna talk my shit. And it's like, and I'm gonna make some R&B. I can make some R&B joints that you can rob to. And it's like, bro, like, no, that's what people do.
Right.
That's what humans do. You know what I'm saying? In an industry like our music industry, they want you to be in this little box. They want you to be in this little box. So I asked you the question, like, we had an argument with Kay.
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking about, does marketability hinder creativity for the artist? What's your opinion on that?
That depends on what you think is marketable. You know, because you could be marketable at being yourself. So who's to say you can't be marketed? It depends on who you market yourself to. Now, it really depends on your approach to being marketed. Like, I don't want to put myself in a box with an answer because that could go a couple different ways depending on how you approach it.
Yeah, so like my response was always like, the thought of being marketable will always hinder your creativity in the sense of,
Because you're not thinking about the art first.
yeah, you're not thinking about the art first. You're thinking about how can I sell it first versus I want to just create something that's good for me and I like creatively expressing myself, then coming up with a marketing, like coming up with a scheme to present it to the people. If they want to buy it, they want to buy it.
This is true. You know what? I see marketing in a different way. I see it as being relatable. Because if I don't put myself out here in a way saying like, how can I sell myself to you? I'm seeing how I can relate to you, which is a lot easier to find people you can actually connect with. You feel what I'm saying? Versus saying, well, what can I sell these people? What would they like? You know, just be yourself and you gravitate towards the right motherfucker. You know?
Nah, absolutely. And that's one thing I feel like we miss as just like as a people. It's like when you be yourself, like you'll get exactly what's for you versus trying to present an idea or just like an appearance. And it's just like now you got, oh, it's all these fake people around me. It's like, nah, bro, that's what you was.
Fake one. You attracted them.
That's what you bringing towards you, bro.
That's the thing.
Word.
So I want to just backtrack a little bit. What got you into like the lyricism aspect of hip hop in general? Because like we said, there's many different aspects to hip hop, many different aspects to making a music. What specifically like made you want to focus on that aspect of it?
I've always been lyrical. Regardless of what phase in my life I was going through, like you could take it back to Respect Your History, which was my first project when I was Kings Franklin. Like it was lyrical. It just was me talking shit. You know, it was still lyrical, but I'm talking about, oh, we popping this bottle and doing this, that, and the third. And then my next project was like, it was a concept project. I was actually talking about a breakup that I had. Like all songs was about this breakup. So they all were lyrical. It was just different phases of my life. You feel what I'm saying? So like even up until this present day, like I haven't dropped anything that wasn't lyrical. You know, it's just showing different sides of me through lyricism. You feel me?
Prior to even dropping a project, how did you even get so good with words in the first place?
Because I like talking shit. I ain't gonna hold you. No, that's an absolute thing. Like I do. I've always been witty, quick with the tongue, quick to respond, you know? So like when I started writing poetry as a shorty, converting it into music, it was an easy thing, you know? And I stuck with it. I liked the rhythm of making music. I still do poetry too, but like here and there, but it's something about the rhythm of making a song. That's what stuck with me the most.
So was the poetry the main element that helped you in your songwriting?
Absolutely, because that was the first time I was able to express myself with words. Because I always been kind of reserved, ain't no kind of, I don't really fuck with people. So I've always been like isolated, you know. So that was how I was speaking to people, even though nobody got to read the poem or nobody heard what I was recording. You know, those were my words, so I could reread them. Like, damn, I did express myself. You know, so when I got a little more savvy with it, it was okay for me to let somebody else hear it. I had to get comfortable with myself first, though. And poetry did that, definitely.
No, that's key. That's key.
So when you was making the music, how were you getting the beats? Did you already have a producer, or were you like going on YouTube to get the beats?
Like when I first started?
Yeah.
Ah, man. Mostly it was industry beats for me. I was a mixtape head. I was
on your
just
Wayne
going,
shit?
man. I was going off whatever beat was calling me, or if I heard a couple dudes smashing the beats, like, nah, they ain't kill it right. Let me do that, Jay. But yeah, I started doing originals. My third project. The first two I dropped was just all mixtapes.
Copy. So when you write, do you listen to the beat first, or do you have the words in mind and then find the beat?
I mean, it depends. Like, cause I'm a traveling phlebotomist during the day. So like I'm usually riding around to just instrumentals or in silence. You know, so it kind of depends. Sometimes I could just start writing without the beat. You might hear a rhythm in your head already. Or if the beat come on, like sometimes it'll talk to you and it's like, oh, wait, I know what I'm gonna talk about on this one. You know, it depends.
So you feel like you come up with your best ideas in the car when you're driving?
Absolutely. That's my booth. And then you ain't got no kids to bother you. Like, this is my sanctuary in here. Kids is disrespectful. You can't even be in a battery bothered. You know, the truck is all I got.
I hear that. So you're also a songwriter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say you in a writing session, you know what I mean? They all in the booth, they coming up with their bars, y'all all in the writing camp. So you run off to the car to write the verse, or are you able to adjust in that element?
I really don't work with a lot of people. So truthfully speaking, to be in the booth with somebody writing, I could count on one hand how many people I've been in the booth with. Like typically, my songs is just me. Not that I have to write in isolation, but I usually do because that's usually how I am, isolated. You know, so you really don't hear me with many features. Like I be solo for the most part.
Copy. Do you look at any other artists like a little bit differently? If let's say they got a songwriter, they got all these people like contributing to make this quote unquote hit.
Got 30 names in the credits.
The key word you said was artist. Like I can't be mad at an artist for being an artist. Now, if you talking
rapper,
you an MC, is it because it's a difference too. You could be a rapper and have a writer. But if you saying you an MC, all that shit came from you. It should. You feel me?
So what's the difference between being an MC and a rapper? Like what makes those two different?
To me, Drake is a rapper. And Drake is an artist.
And then
Kiss is an MC.
Okay.
You feel me? Like you could tell when it's coming from the pit. You can absolutely tell. Master of ceremony. An artist is gonna perform for you. The difference. Look at him. I hear you. No,
because I always say Drake is an artist. I don't consider him like he's a top artist. He's not a top rapper, and I don't throw him in that rapper category because I don't trust your pen. I think your pen is floppy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because that was always a distinguish. It was like artist or rapper. So you adding the MC being even different from the rapper. That's why I asked that because I'm kind of curious. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's levels to this shit.
Absolutely,
it's a fact.
Absolutely,
it's absolutely levels to this. No, for real.
Word, and it's like that. But that's like hip hop. MC is like a hip hop term. Like rapper and artist, all that shit get kind of just stuck in the mud with all the music industry terms and all that. But like hip hop, nah, you got to be a master of ceremony. Like DJ,
it's different.
Like DJ, you got to have your turntables. Like, like that's important. With the state of quote unquote hip hop right now, what do you think is lacking in the mainstream sense of hip hop?
More women, like the women that's coming from the town. Say it that way.
Here?
Absolutely.
Elaborate.
More
What do you
women
mean
like
by
us. I mean, you got Love, you
Mhm.
got Shay Noor, you got myself. We all carry ourselves in a certain way.
It's a fact.
You feel me? Like I'm trying to be as politically correct right now because there's certain shit I can't say.
We wouldn't set you
feel
up like
me?
that.
But-
We wouldn't set you up like that.
But yeah, like it's missing.
It's
Real
a,
women.
Yeah, it's a reality aspect
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's missing, and then that's what I appreciate most. And it's just like I'm proud to say like I'm from a place where like this exists,
Mm-hmm.
and we're able to create a space where we can shine a light on
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying?
appreciate
Like
y'all too. We
that's-
do
it's-
exist.
I am real. No, yo, it's so important because it's like I'm a teacher by day, you know. So it's like I have students who like they need to hear both sides. They need the reality of a situation. I'm like, yeah, you can have your little turn up, you know what I'm saying? Listen to
Right.
whoever you want to listen to. Like I'm not shading that, but you also need this because after this school is done, reality gonna hit you.
And that can't be life.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
That cannot be life. And it's scary because that's like another thing you said what's missing. I feel like artists and rappers they're missing the fact that what they do is being seen everywhere.
Global.
Yeah. They're not cautious about what they say, who the audience is.
Mhm.
It's all about quick fame. Y'all seeing me now. Talk as ratchet as possible. Never mind that your 15-year-old niece is in the kitchen saying the same shit. You know, like it's awful. I was trying not to go on a rant. I feel it coming.
Nah.
I was trying. I swear I was trying.
Nah, but it's the reality of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, man, I be seeing kids singing certain songs on social media, and that joint just like, where are your parents? Like,
You seen the baby with the babies in the video? I think it was Sexy Red song.
yes,
Oh, that hurt my heart. I felt like an old bitch. Like, wait, they just gonna let them babies do that? And they was turning up.
yo, they was lit, and
I
I'm
was-
just like, I don't care if it's the clean version, dog.
It's-
Like, yo,
man.
there's certain things that aren't for kids.
You got to be mindful of who's watching you,
Mm-hmm.
mindful of your audience. Like, that is absolutely missing.
Yeah, and I see like the elements of hip hop is like contributed to so much of like just us as a people. Like, yo, it took Black Americans global. You know what I'm saying?
fact.
It took us global. It's like everybody's seeing this. Everybody's watching. Trying to be like you.
Yeah.
I'm going to Africa. I'm hearing hip hop. I'm hearing rap. Like, but it's just like why abandon? Don't abandon the principles of what like this foundation is to make a quick buck. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but you know what I'm saying? Luckily we have artists like you who are able to provide that, you know what I'm saying, that perspective. Like, nah, this is that and this is this. You know what I'm saying? So as you were like developing into an artist,
Mm-hmm.
were there any times of like, how did you battle self-doubt?
You got to be mindful of your circle, for one. Like, you can be around, family, friends you grew up with all your life. And if you got in your heart something that you want to do and they not feeding that fire into you, that could put self-doubt in you right there. Like, your company around you not being on the same page can make you doubt yourself. And that's a tightening
Dangerous.
and changing a circle. That was pivotal. Like, I needed that. If I'd have stayed in the same surroundings, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. Not about this, at least. You know, like that shit matters. Definitely matters. Watch the company you keep.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you deal with how they may perceive what you now have to do in order to make it to where you want to go. Like
They being who I used to be around.
yeah, the people who you
Oh, I
have to
don't give
kind of
a
let
fuck.
go.
That's just me. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause at the end of the day, I've grown past that. Everybody, you won't always be around the same people. You outgrow some people. Sometimes there's no love lost, but we just not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you be upset because of my growth? That's all the more reason for me not to fuck with you.
Facts.
Word.
Like, you mad because I'm bettering myself? Oh, you keep your ass over there.
Yeah, if anything, you should be inspired by the fact I'm trying to better myself.
Exactly. That's how you gravitate the right people around you. Man.
Word. And you're from a historic part of Buffalo.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the belt is like a lot of people like nah, this is home. Like I ain't never leaving the belt. Like and they rep that.
I don't
So
know,
like,
that's
do you
the
ever
thing.
yeah? And it's like you ever feel like a gravity of that, or even like I don't know if you still live there, but it's like when you left, was it because of that growth, or was it like I can't stay in this environment in order to get to that next level?
Now, my hood was never like one of those things, oh, I got to get from over here type shit. It was never one of those. Me moving out the hood was just simply because I had a baby young. Like, it was too many adults in one house. I couldn't be in mommy house no more. That's why I moved out the hood. So I was still in the hood when I moved out of it. You know, I just didn't live there anymore.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Valid. Yeah, because I'm just like I think of artists, and they can't normally stay in the same place that they grew up. It's like once you start leveling to a certain point, it's just like whether it's hate, whether it's just like resources, it becomes difficult to stay in the same location.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. I wouldn't, like, I still love my hood. Absolutely. That's where I'm from.
Rightfully
I
so.
will always rep that forever. But growth is a thing, you know, like.
And it's okay, like.
And that's a fact. Like, when I
Yeah.
was in the hood every day type deal, that means I was drunk every day. We high all day. I wasn't productive. You know what I'm saying? I'm still my niggas all day. But, like, when I need to turn up, yeah, I'm going to come through. I just can't stay here and turn up. Like, that's not a thing. You got to be productive.
Yeah, you gotta do it in moderation.
Exactly. But I love you niggas.
Word.
You know?
So when was rap able to take you on the road?
When I took it. Real shit. Like, I
That's
had
a
to get
bar.
out of my city.
That's a bar.
I'm going to shout you out.
That's a bar.
Nah, for real, you got that, sis. Nah, but for real, like when I dropped Not a Barbie. This was like, COVID. That's when COVID hit us and punched us in the mouth. I dropped Not a Barbie, and it was like, as soon as they let niggas come outside, I was literally outside. I'm like, nah, we've been locked up on this internet for too fucking long. It's like, and sometimes you have to, sometimes you got to go outside your city.
For sure.
It's a thing.
Necessary.
Like, and we all love our city. But we all know that Buffalo catch on after somebody else does. That's a fact. So me staying here so now, as soon as I went outside, now people know, oh damn, well, how long you been here? I've been here all my fucking life. That's the problem. I never moved. As soon as I start going outside and bouncing around back and forth to New York, it's like my city caught on to who I was. It's like, damn, that's wild. It's a fact though.
Good.
Absolute thing.
So how'd you end up on Shade 45 and Sway?
The Shade 45. I was getting spins on Shade 45. Shout out to Castle Money. We had a project together. That was Duffel Bag Bully. So like we was doing singles after singles after singles, and then we formulated a project. So the singles that we had, he was getting spins on the joints. So I'm like, oh shit. Like that was new for me. You know, but they had a demo battle on Shade 45. That was what, 2 years ago? And you had to go up against artists from everywhere. You just submit your demo type shit. And I won for like 4 weeks. and got cheated the 5th, said what I said. Yeah, that was the beginning of my Shade 4-5 family.
That's tough.
I know. I was watching something. You said that L Biz was the one that put you onto the contest, or like
He did.
recommended. Yeah,
He did.
Shout out
He
to L
actually
Biz.
told me,
Friend of the show.
"Oh, you doing this?" It wasn't no.
Wasn't a question.
Yeah, no, you doing this,
Mhm.
and he followed it by, "You said you want to go to Sway, right?" Like, you got that. You got that. Because
Nah,
that was
that's-
definitely on my bucket list for last
Hell
year.
yeah, that's weird.
What was it like meeting Sway? That's one of my like.
Mhm.
I patterned a lot of my stuff after him.
He's a
like,
big
shout out to
influence
Sway.
just for this platform in general. Sway
sure.
is-
Absolutely. Who hasn't Sway influence? Come
That's a
on.
fact.
Yo,
Sway the
for real.
GOAT. But
real.
he was so down to earth. They all were. It was just like, that was one of them teeth dry moments. Real shit. We be smiling hard as hell. It was one of those. Like, it was just an overall beautiful experience. Can't really describe it no other way. Like, I've never felt like that in a room with people that we idolize, but they were just so down to earth. Like, it was like we was sitting here talking to you, they cracking jokes and shit. Like, it was, man, can't wait to go back.
Yeah, shout out to all of them.
Big fact.
I reached out to their manager once when I was in. I went to Cape Town, and they Sway in the morning. Like they was all in Johannesburg. I was in Cape Town, maybe like 3-hour flight, but it was like they was out there when I was out there, and I'm like, yo, this is my chance. Like I'm messaging. And then the manager started messaging me back. And I'm like, we was trying to meet, like Robin's Island, that's where Nelson Mandela, I seen they was there. We was trying to link up. It just never happened, but it will happen.
Yes.
So, yeah, so
Yes.
shout out to them. Shout out to them. What are some things you see for you in the next 3 years?
Stretching it all the way to 3. My plan is to be ghostwriting full time. Like, I prefer to be behind the scenes. I'm okay with that.
He's a bully. He's gonna be a
You
bully
better
behind the
talk to me.
scenes. Talk about it.
So how do you plan on making that happen? Because right
What?
now you're being ghostwriting full time. Because right now, like, you're an artist, you're out. Everybody knows who you are based off of that. So how do you plan on then pivoting and then
Oh, there's
playing
no
the
pivot.
background?
This is absolutely like me introducing what I do for niggas that can't write. Period.
Okay.
Oh, it's here. Talk to me. What you need? You need a 16? A 32? I got you.
So when it gets to the point where they're like, nah, she too tough. Like we need to hear her. Like they can't say it right, and they want to hear you.
Delivery is absolutely a thing, but that's not my problem. Once I put it in their hands, no, for real. Once I put it in their hands, if they don't deliver it right, I got my bread. You know? So, hey. That's all I got.
Now, I know you're independent right now. Do you plan on staying on the independent track as well?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'll never sign anything, but that's how I'm feeling right now. I don't think I will. But if the paperwork is right, I ain't crazy. You know, it depends on what it is. As long as I can see the light at the end of the tunnel of what I'm signing, you feel me? I ain't signing my life away.
Ain't no perpetuity in it.
You better talk to me. It better be right.
Absolutely.
That's the only way they getting this John Hancock. Other than that, it's like, what do I need you for? Because you over here for a reason wanting me to sign that.
Exactly.
You see something. So.
That's what artists don't realize. If they're coming to you, then they see something in you and you also have value. They aren't the only ones that have value. You're helping them, they're helping you. It's a partnership.
Pretty much. And then if they hitting you with the, oh, you got 24 hours before this deal is off, that means that deal ain't for me. Because if I got to hurry up and sign this motherfucker, you ain't think you trying to rush me so I don't see something that's in here. I'm good.
Kanye got a thing where he was like, I don't want no contract that's more than like two pieces of paper. Like anything that's a booklet, that means it's a whole bunch of shit in there that you're trying to confuse me with.
No, that's a fact.
I need
Crazy
bullet
lingo.
points.
You got to get a lawyer for the lawyer to read it. It's like, nah, I'm okay.
For real.
They dangle that bread though. Like you
Yeah,
sign
that's
this, you
what
get
it
all
is.
this.
That advance.
You know?
Yeah, don't sign when you hungry.
That's the thing. See, but you could be hungry and not sign. All you need is a hustle. You got to be able to feed your hunger. You know, like a lot of these niggas lack hustle. That's why they got to sign that shit. They ain't moving around. But that bread can make it look like you moving. That shit can give you wings. Real shit. That shit give you wings.
I just read, boy.
Man, that might be a bar too.
So who are some of your influences? Who are your top 2 influences? One inside of music and one outside of music.
Now, do we just mean in life, or are we talking like
Life.
my family? I can't just say one. I have a large family. I am the baby out of 4 girls. I got 4 sisters, 1 brother. You know, mom and dad, like we tight knit. So nephews and just family in general. That's enough to keep your motor going.
Sure. One in music.
I love Kiss. I love his whole movement. Like, shout out to Kiss.
I can
I'ma
tell
speak
you
that
messed with
into
Kiss when you brought him
existence.
up about the
Can
MC
you?
thing.
You can talk to me.
You talked about when you said the MC, the first person you named was Kiss. I was like, yeah, she rock with Kiss.
Yeah.
He destroyed verses in the during
Come on,
choruses.
relax, bro, relax.
What do
I'm
you
a
mean,
big
relax?
Dipset guy, so I
Okay.
didn't like to see that happen on stage like that.
Whether you like to see it or not, it happens.
I know. I mean, we gotta talk
It
about it
was a
though.
massacre.
Yo, but you know what's funny? Y'all seen Jim Jones calling people out for his era?
Nah.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah, he want to battle anybody from his era. If they
Yeah, he
ready to
said
go.
he killing shit. The first thing that came to mind, what did you think of?
'Cause his era.
Like when he said that, what's the first thing you thought of?
Why? Ain't no.
My response, I swear, the first thought I had was
can't
like,
even make it
nigga,
out
you
the
already
verses.
died. What do you mean? Like, we watched you die.
You couldn't even make it out the verses.
Yeah.
I hated
Big
to see that
facts.
happen,
How
man.
you calling niggas out? Like, we don't even believe you at this point.
And Kiss really did it by himself, damn near, too.
Dog.
He did
That
it
was
by himself.
MCing. That's
Everybody
the definition
died.
of MCing right there.
Like, do you see why I love this nigga, man?
Him.
Terrible.
But I want to backtrack again a little bit. When we talk about the independent thing, kind of just because we have like a lot of entrepreneurs, up and coming artists who watch the podcast, like kind of talk about some of the like negatives and positives of like being an independent artist and kind of formulating your team and trying to like get it out the mud, build a foundation on your own.
There's no blueprint to this. So a lot of times artists fuck up by watching something that somebody else did and thinking it's gonna work for them. You know, you waste a lot of time like that. You know, so that is definitely a huge negative. Like if I could have known that keeping my circle around me and on the same page as me would have got me a lot further than trying to do what he did because it made him win, I'd have did that shit years ago. You know, but that's another part of getting comfortable with yourself. So as
So you
far
gotta know
as
what works for you.
yeah, the pros and cons, like I don't think I really have no cons besides that. Like I wish I would have known what I know now then. That's the only con I got. But as far as the pros go, what can't be good about owning your own shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like we grew up thinking that the industry was needed. Like we need to be signed. You need a deal. You need this bag to get on. Like we live in an era of social media. You can go on your phone and go viral tomorrow with no fucking bag. Like the game has changed. So I feel like it's more pros than anything now. Like it's an open canvas, especially when you being yourself. You can be going to work in the morning, hence bars for breakfast. Like, and let niggas know that's how I feel before I clock in. You know, like we got an open canvas to just be who we are. That's a huge pro.
Word.
Do you think it's easier to get on now than it used to be back in the day?
It
Because
depends on
we
what
have-
you think on is.
Do you think it's easier to, I'm gonna reword it. Do you think it's easier to maybe become an established name than it was back in the day? in terms of making a career out of your art, making a career out of your music?
It's easier to be put in the light to make that happen. I'll say that. Because in order to make that happen, you got to have the hustle and the dedication behind it. So it don't matter where they put you, you know, but it's easier to be seen. You know, it's easier for people to spot your talent if you putting it out there than it was before. Because again, we live in the era of social media. The viral shit is a thing. You know, not even on purpose. It just happens.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
overnight success. Literally, in some senses. Some people ain't ready for it. You could tell who's ready for it by who stays after.
This is true. Usually the people that stay after is the people that are like actually been working on it. Cause like people will be talking about, yeah, they went viral overnight, but they've been working at that shit for like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't no overnight success.
Exactly.
They got lucky last night. You know what I mean? Like the shit paid off last night. Like it most of the time is the people that's already been grinding.
So, quick question. Your eyes went towards the Nina Simone picture. Does she hold any significance in you and your artistic expression?
I just feel like she's beautiful and an all-around woman. You know, so absolutely. And just being as natural as she is, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I wouldn't say it was musically inspired, but as a woman, oh yeah.
In terms of what she stood for.
You better talk to me.
Rightfully so. I taught a class during the summer, math, music, and meditation, and we highlighted 3 artists. We highlighted Nina Simone, Tupac, and Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how people in music, how their personalities and who they were was bigger than the music, and like their impact expanded past that. You know what I'm saying? And it's always important that we keep people like that in mind, just as far as just like as a people, is because once again we're global. So it's like, nah, we have to really highlight the people who allowed us to get there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nina. Shout out to the R.I.P. Nina, R.I.P. Nipsey,
yes.
R.I.P. Tupac,
That's a fact.
everybody.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yes. See? I drank some water so my teeth ain't get dry.
Somebody else who influenced you too when I was doing some research is Eve. You said that was the first CD that you bought?
First ever. I mean, I really don't talk about this often. Like even though I've always been musically inclined, like we was poor coming up. So I didn't have the bread to go buy the latest this or the latest that, who dropped this project, whatever have you. Like whatever I seen was on TV or it was on the fucking radio. You know what I mean? I heard it on the radio. So when I got to high school and I got my first job and shit, like Eve was just coming out and popping, you know? And it was like what she represented was like, I was so intrigued by it. So hell yeah, I went and spent that $14.99. I think I went to Walmart. No, but that was the first project I ever bought. I love Eve.
Shout out to Eve. You remember the first project you ever bought?
With my own money? By the time I had money to buy projects, we was like using iPod. So no, I don't. The first CD I actually had though was Bow Wow, Beware of Dog. I was like 8 or some shit.
That is adorable.
I'm trying to think. I think the first tape I bought was with my own money was Food and Liquor 2, Lupe. And I want to say I bought Good Kid, Mad City.
Nice.
The same
See, I was using LimeWire.
You
back
hear
then.
my sis growling over there? That's a nice choice.
Food and Liquor 2. Yeah, that was.
By then, I was illegally downloading shit.
Oh my God.
LimeWire was that shit.
Yeah.
LimeWire. You remember Casa? That might have been before your time.
Shut up.
Hey,
yo. You might have missed it by a couple years.
I remember LimeWire. I remember Napster. You had Aries. There was another one. I can't remember.
I know you
Yeah,
hear this
Bear
growling
Share,
over
yup.
here.
I remember that one.
This nigga a jukebox.
Word.
What's your favorite era of hip hop?
I'm stuck in the 90s. What? Like I'm still there, nigga. That is an absolute thing. Like that was the best time, especially like between like 9, 5, 9, 8.
A lot of classics.
You better talk.
Yeah.
What?
Classic.
9, 8 was that was like, bitch. We did what? What? Come on, like I'm still stuck there. Like when I ride around, when I do listen to music and it's not an instrumental, I literally put it on like Kiss Radio or Hove Radio. Like I'm stuck there. I'm in a trance. Shut up. This is a thing. It is absolutely a thing, bro.
So this is a good segue. We got a top 5 segment.
Oh,
So
shit.
what are your top 5 favorite albums from the 90s era? Your personal favorite, not what you think are the best. Is your favorite from that era.
Well, absolutely Eve. That was the evolution of Eve, right? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Yes. The joint when she had the Eve on the
pause.
cover, self-titled. They
Yeah.
all in the 90s. Shit. Okay. That one, Hove gotta be in there.
Which one?
Hove was a huge part of my I would have to say Reasonable Doubt. Yeah. Damn. Kiss had a mixtape that was my favorite around there. I gotta pick 5? This is torture.
Everybody say that too.
No, it is. Cause I was just listening to everything around that time. But I would say more so top artists versus albums. Cause I fuck with Hove's entire, you know what I mean? I don't really have a
Geography.
favorite.
Yeah.
But if I could say, I'm a cheat and say my top 5 people I listen to.
Yeah, go ahead.
It would have been Eve, Hove, Nas, Kiss, and in the 90s, I was on my Fab shit. I
Really?
was on my,
The Clue era.
yeah. Because mixtape Fab, you better what?
Mixtape fans going crazy.
Sure.
Exactly.
That's the best Fab.
Yeah.
His albums never really lived up to the mixtapes.
Solo,
It's-
Loso's way?
No. And I'm a big Fab fan. He was one of my favorite rappers growing up. Loso's Way wasn't it? Sorry.
I rocked with Loso's way.
It has some joints on there, but I think the one before that, which is the one that got the car on the cover. He got on like Baby Blue or some shit.
Couldn't tell you.
Nah.
I can't remember that one.
Is it
Loso's Way is
because
like a
you
darker color.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because you like mostly bar heavy shit from him?
No, I like the girl records too, but I feel like Street Dreams, yep. Yeah, that's the one. I'm more so like, because I feel like on his albums, he would try too hard to go commercial. Whereas on the mixtapes, he would have like a good mix of it. Like the soul tapes, perfect mixes of like the girl record, straight bars. He got the club on there. It's
This
like
is true.
he's super versatile. It showed his whole like you say, as an artist, it showed his whole versatility on it. So that's why I prefer the mixtape.
Well, I love the mixtape Fab.
I feel
We
like he
talking
about to
like he
drop.
Wayne and shit. Has anybody ever said the mixtape Fab?
Yeah, facts. Hell yeah. Amongst me and my friends for sure.
Okay.
I feel like he
good.
about to drop soon. I've been seeing him.
He been doing them freestyles.
He been doing the freestyles.
Yeah.
I met his manager in New York City.
Mhm.
Solid dude. I rock with him. Shout out to Marley. You know what I'm saying?
The top 5, bro.
My top 5 90s artists.
I mean, yeah, she
That's
changed
fine.
the
I definitely
question.
switched it.
She changed the question, bro.
definitely- she bullied the question.
For real though.
90s artists. I'm going Nas. I'm going. I was like heavy Nas. I throw Jay. I had to gain that appreciation for him later.
Same.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was such a Nas fan where I was just like, nah, I pick my side. Like it was like that.
Understood.
So Nas, Jay, DMX.
How the fuck I feel? See, that's not fair. What the fuck?
DMX. It got to be hip hop.
I guess not.
You
No. See, I gotta be hip hop. I gotta be hip hop.
We'll keep it rap.
Yeah, it gotta be hip
Mobb Deep.
See, this ain't fair.
Yeah, and then
I need a do-over.
And then I'll throw Outkast.
Okay. Okay. I got Nas, Hove, Pac. I was always a big Styles fan over Jada, to be honest.
Really?
SP was my boy. What is that, 4? 3 or 4? Pac. Tough.
It is. It really is.
Because I got people in my head, but I don't just want to say them. I like Snoop a lot. I'm gonna go Snoop.
Man, the 90s was popping.
I like Snoop.
You could go so many different ways.
That's a fact. Ain't nobody say Big. Ain't nobody
And
say
come,
Big.
and how could you not say Big?
Word.
You know, like that shit ain't fair. That ain't
It
fair.
is what it is. That's why it's only 5. Make it tough.
No, that's good shit though.
Yeah. And like Pac, it's funny because Pac had such a crazy influence on me, just like in my youth. But like, I didn't listen to his music like that. Going back to it, it's just like as like growing up and just like becoming a man. Like I'm like, yo, Pac he embodied just like changing through time and just like really just like, no, I'm doing what needs to be done. I just so happen to record it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to throw that in there because my Pac appreciation, I ain't want to leave him out.
I always felt the connection to Pac because he literally died the day I was born.
Damn, for real? That's a hell of a connection. No, for real. It is. Damn.
So
Third eye.
Yeah, so
we find out you Pac, nigga.
So we got a segment called the Third Eye segment. So where we talk about like conspiracy theory, just religion, spirituality, and we just poke into that, see what our artist is feeling. Just from what you've been telling me today, it's just like family is super important to you, and we talked about the ones who passed and just the influence that they have on just how we carry ourselves. Would you consider yourself more religious, or would you consider yourself more spiritual?
Absolutely spiritual. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not religious, because I am. But I am a vibe, energy type person. You feel me? That is all spiritual. You feel me? Like, I could tell coming into a room, like, yeah, I ain't going to be here long. Ain't nobody have to say shit. Like, so spiritual is a thing. Like, reading energies and shit, that shit is necessary in anything that you do, especially going into this demon-ass business.
Absolutely.
What?
We always tap in on that. It's like, nah, you better be in touch with yourself coming into this place, because they'll try to make you forget in their heartbeat.
Ooh, you be somebody else. 3 months flat. It's like, who was this bitch?
New face, you tap dancing on Vibe magazine.
I promise you, I ain't gonna never catch Bully with her cheeks out in a blonde wig. I promise.
Rightfully so. Yeah. So in that case, like, what allows you to connect spiritually and recharge spiritually?
Meditation is a thing. I be having to take some time off. Like my sister would tell you, sometimes I just gotta go on Do Not Disturb. I need to center myself. Like at the end of the day, it's things that can trigger us. It's people. Sometimes it could be the damn weather. It don't matter. Like it's something, if it throws you off of your happy space or where you feel solid, I gotta pull back for a second. Let me regroup. That's why isolation is a thing for me. I'm an imbalanced motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold you. Shut up. But yeah, me regrouping, making sure that I'm solid before I open my mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I might snap at you and it ain't even your fault. It ain't your fault. Let me chill for a second. My shoulders up. Let me hit this blunt. Calm down. You know, weed plays a huge part too.
That's a spiritual practice in itself. You know what I mean?
It does. It absolutely does.
You have children?
I do.
How important is it that you instill those values into them?
Very important. Family is everything. And they know that because they see that. You feel me? Like, I can't expect them to value something that I don't. So if they see me value it, they will too.
Word. And it's stronger than the words, because like
You better talk to me.
a lot of parents, do as I say, not as I do. It's like, nah, you see me centering myself, you know what you need to do.
Pretty much.
Nah, that's a fact. Cause
Having a bunch of bullies in the house, we all be in our own room sometimes, but we centering our shit. You know, we need a second. I know he need a moment. I'm gonna let him chill out. You know, that's the thing.
It's funny because like as a child, like my mom used to, it'd be 2, 3 in the morning. I hear somebody in the house, and she would just sit in the living room in the dark sipping tea. And me and my brother used to be like, yo, what is she doing? Like, I don't know. Like,
She was thinking.
Yo, plotting on a million. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, as I got older, I understood. I'm like, oh, she was centering herself. That was her get away. That was her meditation. And then, like, that's how she was able to, you know what I'm saying, manifest what she has today.
That's
Got
beautiful.
Successful businesses and all that stuff. She doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Mom
Mom
Dukes.
Dukes.
Yeah. But it's so important though. It's like with the authenticity in your music, like your kids gonna hear that. They gonna see like, yo, my mom's did this, and like, shoot, I could do this too. I can be myself and be comfortable, not compromise, not apologize,
That's a fact.
and be myself. Like, and that's like just being a teacher and seeing kids all day. Like, it's so needed, and it's like that's why like I know for a fact like you, Shay, Love, and the women from this area who's really presenting themselves, they gonna get that reward. 2024, I'm calling it.
Appreciate you. That's what's up. I'm gonna speak that into existence. We need a track too.
That's a
The
fact.
3 of us. That'd be nice.
That'd be tough.
That'd be
Like
It would. What up, girls?
I gotta call her when I get out of
They're
here.
gonna see this
actually.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got any questions, Kimo?
You been in the cut.
Yeah, man, they asked all my questions. The only thing I think I want to ask is, because we've been talking about being true to ourselves and stuff like that. What was that process like for you though? Having to actually find yourself. Like, I can only imagine the woman you was, back at mommy house versus the person you was when you found out, who you was is 2 different people.
This is true. You can hear it in the music though, because it was phases of my life. So depending, because like going back to 2014, you ain't gonna hear me talking like that. It was me, but you're not gonna hear me talking like that now. So like you can actually hear my growing pains, so to speak. Like every phase of my life, like I'm venting, and I'm blessed enough to be able to put it out so people can hear it. So it wasn't like shit. Life ain't easy. Life be lifing. Like all of this is a learning experience for all of us. I just found a creative way to tell people what happened to me yesterday.
Right. Right. And my last question. What was the musical influence like growing up in your house as a kid? Like, what did your parents play around you?
Everything. I mean, everything from Wilson Phillips to the Temptations. Like it wasn't just one sound.
Right.
My dad used to be leaning on y'all remember them old school entertainment centers, the wooden joints?
Yeah, yeah.
He was 6'4", okay? Long ass dress. He used to be leaning on a joint, like singing. Like, you know how the boys used to sing on the block with the high pitches and shit? He was one of those, like singing and shit. So music was always around me. It wasn't just hip hop,
Right.
but just Y'all know who Wilson Phillips is?
Hell no.
It's an old white group, three white girls. They could blow though. Like that's what my mom used to listen to. You feel me? And Whitney Houston, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I go to my great grandmother's house. She got Ray Charles going. Like it was just always around me.
Everything.
You know?
Yeah,
Fact.
yeah. I'm gonna have to look them up.
Nah, I'm definitely
And play
That's
them in my
music.
crib.
That's
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, I need that. When I have a long week, sometimes I need to just sit in the house, listen to some soul music, and just recharge.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I could
they know
recommend
my
some
motto.
things.
I don't listen to no hip hop or anything before 1 p.m. Before 1 p.m., straight R&B, soul music.
That's beautiful.
I got to start my day off smooth. I don't need that aggressive energy too early on.
No, that's the thing. Especially if ain't no tree around and I ain't gonna be able to relax my shoulders. Don't get too amped up. No, that's the thing. Like, no, for real, because you listening to. Imagine me listening to Jadakiss while I'm at work. Now I get out to go get somebody blood. I'm aggressive as hell. You know, like that's the thing. You gotta create your mood. That's an absolute thing. I love R&B.
I ain't gonna lie, I have to go to work listening to Young Nudie and some 21 sometimes.
You
My
gotta
kids be
prepare for them
wilding.
kids?
Yeah, my kids be wilding. So I gotta come in the door, charged up, ready, like, yeah, good morning, yeah.
What
Like,
grade?
high school.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm at an alternative school too.
they be trying you, don't they?
Absolutely. But
Every day.
every day. There's no off days.
These kids different.
Yeah, they need that music. I understand the power of music. So like I know for a fact you need this. Like I do nothing but play music like from before, like I say 2012, 2011. I play nothing but music just to show them like, nah, this is what was going on back then.
That's
Like
what's up.
this is how we got to where we at today.
You are needed. No, for real. You are
I
definitely
appreciate it.
needed. That's good shit. Let me send my daughter over there.
No, not my school. Not this school. Not this
No more
school.
kids.
Ain't the school you want.
For sure. Is there anything that you want to say to your fans or just update people on where they can find you and any last words type of thing?
I got a project dropping real soon. Then and Now, produced by Kid Called Quest. It is dropping this quarter. You can expect to hear a lot of noise from me this year. I'm raising my voice.
Absolutely.
Going up a couple octaves, you know?
Rightfully
I'm
so.
outside now, so
on.
shit. You might as well be
Hear it.
seen, you know? But y'all can find me on all social medias, Pretty Bully. Instagram is pretty_bully, and that's BULLI.
Sir.
So,
Definitely appreciate you pulling up.
No doubt.
Great
This was
combo. Had a
fun.
great time. Yes.
so.
Yeah, see, you ain't get no teeth dry moment though.
Nope.
I'm gonna get you one day.
You might.
One of these days.
Yeah. No label the pod. We out.
Peace.